Can I just do a regular Baja Blast freeze?
Something that I've noticed about myself recently is that I think I'm just really bad at being spontaneous. Like, I have a lot of impulses of like, oh, I want to go do this thing or like try something out, but I'm just really bad at like committing to it and getting myself to actually do it. And I have a list of kind of like bucket list items that I've been wanting to do for a while. And I think that this summer is a great time for me to do that and to kind of like get these things out of the way and say that I actually did them. I'm kind of making this video as just a way to hold myself accountable to these things. And I thought that a way to overall just like force myself to do each of these things is to kind of create videos for each one and kind of just document them as I do them. And it's also a way for me to kind of keep track of all these things and make sure that I'm actually doing them. So I have a bucket list of kind of 10 different things that I want to do. And I'm just going to give a quick rundown of them again, just to like put them out there into the world and hopefully make sure that this forces me to end up doing them. So number 1 on my bucket list is to walk. Starting off pretty easy. This is just like an awesome thing to do. And I thought that was just a good way to kind of get into it with all of these things that I want to do. And I'm trying to like come up with ways that I can make each of these a little bit more engaging for myself. So a little like sidebar of this one is that I'm gonna make sure that I make the sandwich myself. And so then I can kind of like keep myself a little bit more engaged with it rather than just like going and buying a sandwich. And also with that one, I'm gonna challenge myself for the entire time that I'm at the beach, I'm not gonna go on my phone, which is also something that I wanna try to challenge myself with just throughout this entire summer and with like all these things that I'm doing. I feel like my phone addiction is getting a little bit bad. I don't have like a ton of screen time, but just the urge to kind of like take it out of my pocket whenever I have like a dead moment is just not the best thing, and it feels kind of strange. And so I'm trying to get away from that. So while I'm eating my sandwich on the beach, I might be filming on my phone, but I'm going to try to stay off of it as much as I can, and that'll kind of just be an extra little piece of that challenge. And my second bucket list item is to I just feel like there's a lot of good museums around here that I really haven't taken advantage of, and I haven't gone to most of them, but I feel like I haven't really taken the time to appreciate art in a while. So it's just something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I think that summer's a great time to do it. On top of this one, whatever museum I end up going to, I'm gonna find my favorite piece of art within it, and I'm gonna try to recreate it. So, you know, maybe it's a painting that I really like and I'm gonna try to paint it myself, or if it's like a sculpture that I really like, I'll try to sculpt it out of something. Number 3, a little bit of a strange one, but I wanna If you don't know who Killdozer is, it's not the guy that like took a bulldozer and ran over a whole city with it. He's this guy on YouTube who does all these really strange food challenges, and he just makes a lot of weird food, but he'll also do videos where it's like, oh, only eating red food for 5 days, only eating blue food for 5 days, only eating food from a gas station for a week, or like things like that. And all of his videos are just really strange. And I just thought it would be fun to kind of challenge myself to do one of those. Instead of doing one of those food challenges, I'm going to try to do 5 days, but each day is going to be a different food challenge. So like day 1 might be only gas station food, and then day 2 might be only baby food, and then day 3 is like only red food. And I'm going to try to kind of replicate, I guess, his style of videos in the best way that I can. For number 4, there was a video I saw a couple weeks ago of these guys who did a picnic in like the median of a road, just like in the middle of the road, kind of in one of those like grass strips. I don't know how legal that is or how possible that would be to do, but it looked really fun to kind of just do it in an unconventional space instead of just, you know, some normal like field or something. So I'm gonna have to look into kind of the legality of what I could do for that and how far I could go with it. But I think it would be super fun to set up a picnic with friends in a place that just is kind of strange or different, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. And for number 5, I haven't flown a kite in I don't even know how long. It's been a really long time, but I just thought that would be something cool to do. And to mix this one up a little bit, I'm gonna buy a kite from a store, and then I'm also gonna try to buy supplies and make my own kite. And I'm gonna challenge myself to make one that can actually successfully fly. And I don't know how possible that's gonna be, but I just wanna kind of keep myself busy and kind of craft more things this summer. And then these next two, I might end up combining them, just depending on kind of time and how everything goes. But one of them is that I haven't been camping in a really long time, and I really love camping. So I might try to find a new spot that I've never been to, or somewhere that just seems fun and has like exciting things around it. And then the other one that I want to do is PCH is the Pacific Coast Highway, which runs from, I think, San Diego, like all the way up through Oregon, maybe all the way to Washington. My family has done a couple of road trips along the area of like Big Sur and like a couple other spots through Northern California. And I've never driven very far along it on my own. So I think that would be something really fun to do. And again, I might end up combining that with the camping and like going up PCH and finding a nice spot to camp along there. For number... I haven't had access to an oven for the last 2 years because I was living in a dorm last year, and then this year I was in an apartment that didn't have an oven. But over the summer, I'm going to be in a house that has an oven, so just having access to that is going to be really nice, and I want to take advantage of it. And right before coming into college, I kind of was getting into a baking phase, but then because I didn't have access to an oven, I didn't really have the chance to keep it going. And so I want to get back into it and kind of challenge myself with something big. I'm going to try to do 3 tiers, maybe more, maybe less, depending on how it goes. And then for number 9, I want to walk a marathon. There's this guy on YouTube named Anthpo that does a lot of kind of weird challenges and stuff. He's the guy who started the Timothy Chalamet lookalike contest and like the Cheese Ball Man, if you've seen that stuff. But he did a video where he found this stretch of beach in New Jersey that was like 13 miles long. And so he walked all the way up and then back down it to walk an entire marathon within a day. And I thought that would be something really cool to do. So I'm gonna try to take the train down to Oceanside and maybe find an area along there that I could do it. And so I'll probably do half the marathon and then like stop for lunch or something, and then do the other half and try to get back on the last train before the end of the day. And for number 10, I wanted to come up with something that I could do throughout the entire summer. Something that I could do where I could kind of track my progress as time goes on and try to improve on something throughout the entire time. And I was thinking of different skills that could be, you know, like maybe I could try to learn a backflip or try to solve a Rubik's Cube or learn to juggle or things like that. But I wanted to try and find something a little more unique. So I decided I want to learn how to whittle. I bought a whittling kit. So we have 9 different knives in here, or carvers, I don't know what you would call them, but lots of different opportunities. And I think this is to like sharpen them. So it has like 2 little grit sides. Came with a pair of gloves, which a little tight, but it might work. And then this one also came with 9 different pieces of wood to like start off with. There's like a big square and there's a ton of these little rectangles. I don't really have like an overall goal for this, I guess. Like obviously I want to improve on my whittling skills, but I'm like starting at like 0, and so I want to get to like decent. On this kit there's like this little picture of a deer, so maybe I try to aim for that. But yeah, I don't really know what the end game of whittling is. Like I don't know what I'm trying to reach with this, but just, you know, another skill to have, another thing to add to the resume. So I'll just see where it goes. And that's the whole